long story short, we'll put it this way. Me and Big Dan, we go out, we watch the movie, we have a good time. We go out with Ricky from Sweetmeats, and he goes, because we'd had a couple of beers while we're watching the movie. Yeah. Everybody stayed good. We're all great. Me and Dan Ubered to where we were going, like classy grown men.
No driving.
Responsible men.
Yeah. Responsible.
Very responsible. You don't even know how responsible. So we have a couple of beers, and then Ricky drives us to a second location. And if you know anything about murder or anything like that, you never go to a second location. So we went to the second location with him. Wonderful little bar. We crossed the river, went into Kentucky, and ended up at a gay bar in Kentucky. I kid you not.
Was it like a Blue Oyster type thing? Like, did you walk in and everybody's in like BDSM gear and stuff?
Oh, do you know how much I wish that really was the case? I would have been.
I would drive up there like this weekend if that's something that exists in Kentucky.
That was like, no, that was like when me and Derek went to a gay bar in New Orleans.
That makes a lot of sense in New Orleans. But no. So we end up at this spot, and I laughed. I thought it was wonderful. I'm like, this is the dive bar we're going to, and we're crossing state lines to go to it. Perfect. Love it. Had a wonderful conversation. Had a few more drinks. Ricky then in turn drove us back to our hotel, where Big Dan and I hung out beside a dumpster for a while. I won't tell you what we were doing, but we were imbibing and we were hanging out by a dumpster. Then we go upstairs. And at that point, when I laid down, my head got a little discombobulated, right? You know that thing where you can't lay down. You got to get up, and you're like, oh, I need to go somewhere nice and
spins.
Cool. Yeah. It was one of those. So I went and got up, sat on the toilet for a while, head between my hands, just like, oh, what am I doing? I've got a meeting. Oh, and then I decided I was gonna take myself like a little shower bath, right? Because that's the thing I do. I like to turn on the shower, sit in the tub, fill the tub up, and let it do that, right? So I did that. Got very nice and warm. Stripped down, jumped in the tub, got nice and warm. Immediately fell asleep. 2 hours later.
Oh my God. And the water's still running?
Yeah.
Wow.
The fire alarm goes off. The water is still running, and Big Dan's like, where is Ben? And then he hears the tub water going.
Oh, my God.
And he comes into the bathroom. And luckily, the way the hotels are done, they have that overflow in the shower, because this has happened a lot of times, and people have ruined, floors. So the overflow comes in, and all the water's been going down those drains for 2 hours. I had the curtain pulled because I'm a gentleman, but Big Dan comes in. Ben, get up, Ben, and then apparently cracks it just enough so he doesn't need to see my shame, but then sees me and sees that I'm just starting to fall asleep a little bit. So he bops me on the nugget, wakes me up. I drain the tub. Get dry, go and lay down. And I'm like, I'm ready to take a nap. I'm ready to go to bed. Fire alarm is still going off. It was going off for 40 minutes, give or take. Eventually, I think Dan killed it. I think he murdered that alarm.
So nobody showed up?
Huh?
No, did nobody show up for the fire alarm?
No, he went downstairs, and they're like, our maintenance guy is gone right now. He won't be here for 2 hours. Wow. And Dan was like, well, fuck it. I'm taking the batteries out. And so either that or again, he shot it.
Well, what set it off? Just the hot water? The steam?
The steam is what set it off.
Big Dan's in the chat, and he says you were boiling for 3 hours, and you were the color of a stop sign.
I was bright red, and my body did feel a little weird the next day, but that all balanced out. And luckily, I still have enough of a layer of fat on me that it didn't get to any organs or nothing. But yeah,
boiled
yeah.
yourself alive like a lobster.
Man, if only that had happened before that meeting. If only that had happened. Because now I'm getting boiled alive, but it's like when you throw a frog into a frying pan and you slowly turn the heat up.
Ugh.
It's more like that.
Yeah, I believe it.
You get comfortable enough. You get comfortable enough. And then slowly but surely you're like, oh, my insides are cooked. My bad.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Well, thank God Big Dan's around.
Yeah. To what is it? Hashtag precious cargo, right?
And catch Totally Toonular every Saturday morning on Spotify, where your favorite cartoons used to be.
Hello, peasants.